Hey guys, this is I'm back. 98 here, doing a nice quick little vid for you guys on Frost Dragons. The best way to do them, in my opinion. Uh, Not really for the absolute elite way to do it. I'll cover that if you want it, but if you're at the stats and levels where you can do it at the really elite level, you probably won't be here at Frost Dragons anyway. You'll be at Calcite King or Virago or something similar. Queen Black Dragon perhaps. First thing we want to talk about is the travel getting there. Port Sarim Lodestone, quickest way to get there, and the handiest way to get there. Mainly because it is so close to the dungeon, it's only a short run, and it runs you directly past a summoning obelisk, which you'll see in a tick, which is handy if you're using maybe a bunyip or a war tortoise to carry a few extra bones. Bunyip maybe for a bit of healing. War tortoise you don't really need to do. There's an altar here you can pray at on your way down. Takes an extra couple of seconds. Very handy. Saves you on prayer pots, so you don't have to keep wasting time drinking them at the bank and all that sort of stuff. So we come on down here to this ladder. You've got a dungeon icon up here, and once you get in here, it's very straightforward. You can't get lost, guaranteed. Very, very, very easy. You've got to go past a few pirates into an ice pit, you're straight down the dungeon. Now, obviously, Frost Dragons. You've probably looked them up already. You need 85 dungeoneering to get into the dungeon where they reside. Now, the good thing about that is, apart from the fact that it's a fairly highly dungeoneering level, you will have those chaotics probably a level or two before you unlock this dungeon. Now, I emphasise, if you haven't bought your chaotics yet, you need to get rapiers. The longswords deal no extra damage. The claws do slightly less, and they have a critical hit chance, not worth it in my opinion. And the rapiers are a stab class weapon. These dragons are very weak to stab. Very weak. If you have 80 attack, and these rapiers, you'll hit 100% of the time. I can pretty much guarantee that. I haven't seen a zero in these guys for a very, very, very long time. And you can take note of my hits during the vid if you want. Definitely. So it's a good thing that it's 85 dungeoneering really, otherwise if it was say 60, you'd basically need to gas it to 80 for no real reason other than just to get the weapon. So you'll already have the weapons that you need to kill these things by the time you get there. If you've already got the dungeoneering for these guys, dungeoneering level, sorry, and you're coming here because you just heard about it, you've already bought, say, Cardiff Longs or a Maul or something, it's not a big deal if you bought 2 weapons. Because at this place you need to dual wield, and I'll touch on that a little bit later. If you've bought a Maul, you're going to have to either do some more dungeoneering and get some good, dual wielding weapons, or you're going to have to use something like a whip and an offhand Excalibur or something, Excalibur, because you need to dual wield these guys. The worst thing you can do is use a Dragonfire shield and just one sword. Very, very low damage per second. You're going to get like a third of the kills per hour as you do dual wielding. A two-handed weapon, you get probably half as many. You can't utilize that other ability, and the damage isn't quite as high with the abilities as two with dual wielding weapons. It's the way to go. So once you get here, obviously I'm on the western side. I prefer this side, a lot of people do. Only because there's slightly more dragons, less running, less waiting. If you've got 2 people over this side, you can survive with the amount of dragons that are here. You're not really going to be waiting for a spawn. If you are, it's only for like 5 seconds. On the other side, if you catch another person, you're going to be waiting quite a while for some drags. So people prefer this side. I'd recommend this side, personally. But, yeah, this guy's got a pack yak here. He's a maxed out level. I'd say he's either botting, and it still happens, yes, botting, and just, banking these bones straight to his bank, which is a good idea, but I tell you what, if I had a pack yak, I probably wouldn't be here. I'd be at a boss. Wouldn't be here. The maximum amount of money you can earn at this place is about 3 mil an hour if you're on the ball using a taunt and you're really focused. But the main purpose for this guy is to sort of just let you guys know what you really need to know before you start coming to Frost Dragons. The stuff that you'll pick up on your own is just experience based. I can't really teach that. So the main things you need to know are about the weapons that you need to use. Armor doesn't matter, trust me. These guys don't hit very high at all. As long as you've got maybe 70 defense, you can use whatever goddamn armor you like. Put some marine armor on, you'll be fine. There's no armor you could really wear that you would not need more than a fully emboweled food. Armor's good, doesn't matter. See this here, the blue orb going around this dragon? Another thing. This is probably the most important fact that you need to know about these dragons that people aren't told about before they come here. That blue orb is very, very, very dangerous. Not only one, does it stop all damage going to the dragon, any damage you deal to that dragon, or try to deal, I should say, while that blue orb's going around it, will be reflected 100% back on you. If I deal 3,000, 3,000 will come back on me. That can be very dangerous if you're using a threshold ability, such as Assault and Destroy, which you need to utilize to get quick kills. They can kill you pretty quickly. And dying here, while uncommon, it's not rare. It'll happen. Even to the most experienced fellas, because sometimes these guys chuck a blue orb up 2 seconds into the kill. As rare as it may be, it does happen. The good side about dying here is your grave will, obviously, because it's a resource dungeon, appear out the front of the dungeon, and it'll take you a minute to get here. So even if you've got a shitty little gravestone, you'll be able to make it back in time to get your stuff. So yeah, this place is good value XP an hour as well, because obviously the XP coming up here, 1.4k. That's at least a K XP towards your chosen skill. Using melee, which you'll be doing to utilise the stab weakness, that'll be attack strength or defense XP, which is pretty handy, getting 1k every kill. Obviously just multiply how many drags you kill an hour. You could probably kill about 100k XP an hour. It's not that bad. There's lots of things that are better. However, these guys earn you a bulk load of money. It's not a bad XP bonus for the money you're getting in return. So you want to utilise your threshold abilities where you can. I usually wait till the death sequence finishes before I pick up the bones, but if you're coming up here and you're going to run straight back past them, you can afford not to waste that few seconds. Obviously that helps. Yeah, another thing that's crucial to really good success and quick kills and trips at this place is your inventory. The reason I've got teleport tablets, yeah, it's wasting 17k for a slot, that's okay. It gets you back to that bank real quick, real instantaneously, and I've got Falador because the bank is very quick, close to where you get teleported to, just at the north of town there. I know I said utilise your thresholds and I'm not, but for the purpose of this bit, I'm just trying to buy a bit of time. You've got to get to that bank and restock as quick as possible. Chuck that combat potion in, see that I've got there, very vital. Gives you a little boost, they're about $200, or GP or whatever you call it. Very, very, very definitely worthy investment because they'll actually speed up the trip by probably a couple of minutes. I'll take off. Speeds up the kills. So yeah, we'll come look for another drag now. Obviously the prayer potion you've taken note of because I'm praying deflect magic or protect from magic depending on what prayer book you're on. Now, you don't want to use a shield here because that takes off that dual wielding weapon, which also takes off that extra ability. Much, much slower kills like I touched on before. You don't want to use an anti-fire potion because anti-fire potions don't actually block as much damage on their own as a deflect prayer. Now, for some dragons that's not true, but for some reason these frost dragons can't hit through your prayer very well. So I'm just praying. Simple. Prayer pots are cheap. I just leave my mage prayer on, as you can see, because it doesn't really drain your prayer that much. And a prayer potion 2 or 3 dose, I just buy them pre-dosed in bulk, so I don't have to re-dose them myself. And that's all you need. A combat potion, sorry, half a combat potion. A little bit of a prayer pot and some food and you're good. So yeah, I'll just there's the blue orb again. I'll pause this, we'll come back. Just before the end of the invo, and we'll touch on a couple of last important topics, and then you guys can hopefully get on your way and earn some decent cash and some decent experience, nice and quick. So yeah. Alright, so here we are back again, just about done the trip. So I can give you a good idea of how much money you're earning every trip and how long it takes. Pretty much the duration of this video. Because yeah, I've been talking and I did pause it, but we've been actually going quite slow here. I haven't been using my thresholds every kill. In fact, I've probably nearly doubled my time there, using basic abilities all the time. But yeah, there's no real variables with this technique that I have to killing these guys. The only variable is if you die, and if you're smart, that'll just be bad luck because you get a blue orb on a threshold or something like that. You shouldn't be dying normally. But yeah, once you've got all your bones, tally out, straight back to the bank, restock straight away, and yeah, that's all you need. just make sure you keep an eye out for that blue orb and dual weapons, dual stab weapons, and don't worry about the armor, don't worry about anything else. It's actually quite easy to do. It's just a lot of people screw that up. They use the wrong weapons, they take too long for the kills, their trips are too long, and they end up dying too much from that blue orb, so they don't know how to get around it. Just keep that auto retaliate off and just walk away. It's 17k a bone at the moment. It's over 450k a run. Every couple of runs, that's 900k. Not bad. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Just leave any comments if you got any questions. But hopefully that'll help all you new guys out getting sorted at Frost Dragons. And good luck. I hope you earn some good money per hour and get those levels up. Thanks for watching.